Good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Nettner with your Wednesday, November 13th morning commentary. Let's take a very quick look at the maps as we normally do here. Let's look at the temperatures. This is an issue where I'm sure many people wanted to see an improvement, and as we see across these three maps, 1 to 5 on the left, 6 to 10 days in the middle, 11 to 15 on the right, we do show that the blues below average temperatures move out, and we do return to average temperatures, some areas seeing slightly above average temperatures. But compared to what we've gone through in the last couple of days, obviously this is a needed and wanted improvement here for the temperature maps. Now let's move over to the 1 to 5 day precip. We see only light precipitation here on this 1 to 5 day. We use the precip map. Most of this will probably be very light snow if it's anything at all. Now let's move over to 6 to 10 day precip. We see some active rains. Now, these are expected to be rains, not snow, so we see some 2-inch total rains cutting through here. We do want to mention that this is the latest morning map, but in the last couple of days, this 6 to 10 day map has flip-flopped a bit. It's had 2-inch rains out there on one run and then 0 on the next run. So let's just say that that's what this map shows here for this morning, but we shouldn't have too much high faith in this until we get closer to the actual event because it has been flip-flopping. Let's make one comment about Trump's statement yesterday to the Economic Club of New York. Trade was looking for some comments on China, but quite frankly, there was very little to be said in regards to China in that speech. We didn't see Beans really react either positive or negative anyway, but we just want to wrap up that quick comment by saying that he really didn't say much. So very little news to go on for China headlines or any Trump comments as of this morning. One thing we do want to point out next here, we're looking at the previous 4 years of slow harvest pace for corn, what the USDA did on the November crop report, and then any adjustments they made by the January crop report. And as we look at 85, 92, 2008, and 2009, we see that on the left side, harvested acreage, they all went up just slightly, and then on the right, the yield also went up just slightly. So there is talk that across the markets that any later harvested corn could see further yield reductions or acreage reductions, and we still could. We just want to point out here in the last 4 slow harvest years, that's not what we saw. We saw actual light, sometimes fractional increases. So let's just say that for the most part, I think it's more fair to look at the demand side of things and put much more of the attention on the demand reports here this week, which are delayed today due to the Veterans Day holiday. So we'll see ethanol on Thursday and exports on Friday. Now, a quick look at cattle here. We're seeing first cash bids already yesterday morning in Nebraska, steady with last week's cash trade. So once again, this week, that starts off with a $1 higher cash implication there. So we'll start off with that assumption. We could have started with that assumption anyway, looking at a show list that was down 6,600. That would normally imply $1 higher cash by itself. We also want to mention box beef continues to be at an amazing run higher. So while we could start off with a $1 higher assumption, maybe we could go as far as $2 higher. We are getting close to contract highs in the Feb contract for the futures, so there is resistance there. So we'll see what we get. And once again, while looking at bids this week, let's keep in mind that last week's average cash trade was 114.57.